Ratchet and Clank is my favourite game series and has been since I was a very young age. I have a lot of fun memories in the game, so I decided that I'd make some of the weapons and gadgets from each of the games at some point, and now I can. I love how far the series has come and it's still relevant nearly 20 years on. I'll leave the reasons as to why I chose each weapon or gadget below in the description, but for now, enjoy the video. What better way than to start with the first weapon that you get the entire series, the bomb glove. I like building, it's a very chilled out soundtrack, and it's a lot harder in your return here on your first playthrough. This is the planet that started it all, and it's had a series in motion, so I felt like I had to include it in some way for this video. I like how in the opening menu you can see Ratchet the night before fixing up a ship to try and get off the planet. The bomb glove took a wee bit of figuring out to do, but overall it wasn't too difficult to get done, and I was very pleased with the outcome. Metropolis is one of the best looking worlds in the first game, and perhaps even the best looking world in the first game. I remember playing the demo in a friend's house multiple times and not getting enough of the game wanting more. This planet has appeared in a few of the games, so it felt right to include it here, and I also felt that it has one of the most recognisable soundtracks, because when you hear those first few notes you know straight away what planet you're on. Well, in the first game anyways. The blaster wasn't too hard to figure out. I had an idea of where to start straight away, so after a few minutes of messing around with it, I was able to get myself on the right tracks. I also decided to include a swing shot. This gadget has been with Ratchet and Clank in basically every game in the series that I've played, or there's been something that functions very similar to it. It showed up the most out of every single gadget that you've acquired in the entire series, so I felt like I should include it because it's been with Ratchet and Clank basically in all their adventures. So if you're not speedrunning the game, the Devastator is one of two weapons that you actually need to beat the game, and it's also a solid pick for choosing a weapon when you're playing the game as well. I always remember having a hard time trying to get this weapon when I was younger. This time around it wasn't too hard to make though. The first one I made for this series, and the hardest part was just trying to get everything in the right size that it needed to be. You could also glitch around the area that you need the weapon for, which you can do, but if you're not glitching or not speedrunning, this is one of the two weapons that you need. Every time I start a new playthrough and get the New Game Plus, the Gold Devastator or the Gold Blaster is always one of the first two choices for weapons that I buy. So if you don't buy the Devastator, the Visibomb is the other weapon you actually need in order to complete the game without using glitches or if you're trying to speedrun it, and you need it for 2 skill points. I really do like the concept for the weapon, like it's really good for the time the game came out, but it kind of gets overshadowed because it does slow down the flow of the gameplay or the pace that you can play at. So with that said, I did think I should include it for the concept alone. I actually had a really good idea of where I was starting to make this weapon before I actually started recording for this video, so I found it on the easier side of ones to make for this video. The Tesla Claw was a little bit more difficult than I first anticipated to make, but once I gave it a go, I kind of knew where I was going as I was making the weapon itself. Overall, I was happy with the outcome of the Tesla Claw. So as I've gotten older, Ultanis is one of the planets that I'm really excited to visit on one of my playthroughs of the game. Clank's not with you, so whenever you're playing it the first time, it just takes you a wee bit to adjust, and it can be a bit off-putting because you don't have your health pack or thruster pack. I also like how the city's in ruin, showing that the Blarg are just willing to stop at nothing to get whatever they need for their new planet. I thought it would have been really cool if, like, instead of Ultanis you go back to Metropolis, but it just looks like Ultanis does, where it's completely in ruin and you're just witnessing the devastation of what the Blarg can do. What I also like about this planet is that it has a lot of optional paths for you to go to. You have 3 optional paths and one of them is only required in order to beat the level. If you enjoyed this video, show it to a friend or a Ratchet and Clank fan. The next Ratchet and Clank video I'll be doing is probably the Rhino before I decide to move on with other weapons and gadgets, or maybe even some of the spaceships and stuff from the series. I had a lot of fun actually making these weapons and, well, one gadget, but I can't wait to do more of them. I just love the series so much and I can't get enough of it. And I'm really looking forward to playing the new one, which I haven't got around to, but one day maybe I will. That's all for now though. See you in the next one. Keep an eye out for more Ratchet and Clank videos. See you around.